Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Sir Stephen Topham at the third at your service. Now we're going to be talking about this seriously. I know a lot of you may have a lot of questions still on your mind, which is true. Um, a lot of you really need to start thinking now. This is not like a, a fictional style or anything like that. It's realistic to the core. You can't argue with it, right? A lot of people are afraid, which I get, right? A lot of people can't see the both sides of the coin to able to compensate one with the other. You can't argue with it, right? A lot of people say, what do we do with this problem, or what do we do with that problem, or what we got to do with this problem? Things, I'm going to be on holiday, like I stated in my last two podcasts. I'm going to be on holiday for 4 days, and you're going to end up crying wolf because something bad will happen, right? Then a lot of us to keep things in the family, but our families are not complete anymore. Quotably by, Kate McGrew, who plays Captain Janeway or / Admiral Janeway. But you see, she's giving you a quote that's fact, but it's also truth, right? A lot of you are still rattling around this, trying to solve what needs to be corrected rather than make it worse than what it is. Right? A lot of people do this because they can't put the pieces together or they don't have the time. Right? I get that. Right? I get that. It's fact, it's truth, it's logic. I'm not gonna bullshit. Right? For the last few years, I've been trying to do what needs to be done. It's not a game, it's not a race, it's not a chase. Right? When you think of what's unfolded already for you, and how it unfolds naturally. We are returning, yes, but it's taking a little bit longer than what it is. We have risen and we're not returned as a whole set of the family, right? There's normally 6 of us in check, right? A lot of us have wayway keys that know who to go to, what to do, and everything else, right? A lot of people say, what are these wayway keys for? I said, did you know? Secrets have to be revealed in time, right? There's a lot of people that know things ahead of schedule, like myself. But because everything is unfolding gently, we have to be very careful where we tread, right? A lot of people say, oh, wait, we got this, we got that, we got this, we got that. I said, okay, we know that. But the thing is, what people don't get, right? To do what's needed, things have to be really on a core, right? As Stephen Topham the third, I have to do what needs to be done, right? You can't argue what is realistic now. This is what's thrown people off a lot. I know. You're trying to work it out yourself and working out why is he in the picture. Uh, a lot of people do know what it is and knowing what's unfolded naturally. But in the end of the day, you've got to unfold it correctly to get everything back in play, right? A lot of you know what needs to unfold correctly. We know what needs to be right, what needs to be fixed. I said, did you know that my private connections are watching everything, including myself? Eyes and ears everywhere. I said, yeah, well, it may look like gobbledygook to you, but to us, it's all there in black and white, right? A lot of the problem is that because there is a lot of reasons which my mother and other people can't explain because there's a time gap, right? Which can't do what needs to be done right now. It's so difficult that people can't work out why. You all respect me, but you can't work out what and needs. There's difference between needs and wants in the general aspect. But when you put it down in black and white, you think it's all a joke to a point, but it isn't. This is what throws people off. And a lot of people have to respect why. We've been told, we've been shown, we've been witnessing it. You're doing what needs to be done. I get it. But there are a lot of people that can't put all the pieces together in one swing at the moment because they can't work out why. When we talk about this in realistic form, it's not something you can just rim bam strawberry jam on. I said it's all a realistic form, right? Real life event. No confusions, no delays, no nothing. Right? In the end of the day, the first generation's been through this, the second generation's been through this. This is third time already. But now you're missing the bit. You really screwed up. I get it. Right? When people screw up, right, it's loads of reasons, right? I get it. People realised it long time ago before you were born. That's the fact. Right? A lot of things keep in the family, but our family's not complete anymore. It's a fact, but it's truth. It's a true story on that. It's no lie. Right? A lot of people said we need to recorrect this to get everything moving forward again. But have you noticed what's been completely unfolded in front of your eyes? I said you cannot see it because you're not understanding why. People do it, yes, but they don't know nothing because they can't work it out themselves. When you got one already in play, now you got to get the other one to bounce out the egg, right? Of course, there is a little thing that you can't see or understand. I said there's a thing that you have to understand. There's a lot to be thought about. It's not just about making people understand, making people aware, self aware system. Ding, ding, ding. It's like that. But it isn't. It's about what you're getting is the realistic side of it. I can't laugh about it because it's realistic. I could be jokey and cocky and strict and stern at the same time. But then you got to realistically look at the way I'm feeling right now. I feel so sorry for you all because you ended up feeling what did we do wrong? Right? It's all there in black and white, yes. But then you have to realise why. Right? A lot of people know why. Right? A lot of the things that are unfolded in truth for you, you have to realise what is being rectified to get things fixed to go forward. Right? My private connections, my support engines, all of that, they all trying to jump in and fix the problem before you damage it even more, as example. But they can only do so much for me, right? They try to probably tell you this is no BS, this is no bullshit, there's no nothing. Right? End of the day, you're getting what you need, but at the same time, you've forgotten one thing. You can't continue the story unless you really need something concrete, which it makes all the facts complete in every angle. In every angle, you have to go through what needs to be done, right? Due to certain aspects of my life, or personal health, if you like to call it correctly, or physical well being, the more likely you want to put it, you have to be realistic, right? People do this, even my family are working undercover to do all of this, right? I'm the only one that gives you the hope you need. Right? End of the day, you got what you need, but now you got to try and work out the other half a little bit. Right? I'm providing the clues, providing the answers, providing everything in front of you, but then you got to work out how does this connect to get the other connection running to go forward again. Right? A private connection, Tommy, already. Right? She stated, I don't want to give out names or anything like that, but she quoted in her own words, "You're there to fix the timeline. Doesn't matter what you do in that place or any place." Right? People know what's unfolding in every angle. Right? It's just the way it unfolds in front of you. Right? When I say there are a lot of puzzle pieces that's slowly coming together with the help from you and the community and the rest of the globe, people are trying to help me all this time, all the way through. But due to my physical health, as much as my well being, of course, there is something that has to click to go forward, forward, forward. So we don't have to have the, the middle part all blanked out. Right? I'm filling all the blank bit in for you. Right? There are things around you that's giving you quotes, facts, and truth. But you have to realize why. Right? A lot of people just can't work out the maths because they haven't got the time or the patience right now. Right? I've given you what you need to know to start off with. Then you've got to work out who Richard and Emily Helen Hatt are. You already know they're my son and my granddaughter. That's a fact. Right? That won't change. But then you got to work out what is the connection. Right? It's not about money or drinks or food or anything like that. Right? There's a lot going on. I get it. A lot of people thought they got their lady hat. Yes, they probably have. But they, with one that's not agreeable, you move to the next one. You move to the next one. You've got to keep going like a circulation. What's the world that spins so well? Right? And it all adds up a little bit. Right? There are a lot of people that would do anything just to keep everything in check. Right? But there's a lot of things we have to realistically put it together, right? Thomas and Friends was uniquely designed to bring two people together, right? Even family, friends, or connections, right? It's not a common thing to see it come out of the pages and out of the TV show and it's all realistic in front of you, right? This is the thing that people can't fully understand right now, right? And they've got to work it out in their heads to realize, okay, people say it's this person and that person. I said, yeah, well, you may got the correct answer for everything, which is true. I'm not going to lie about that. But there's a lot of things that are unfolding in truth, right? There are people out in my private connections list that know me too well to know that I'm not doing any harm, physical or that way. You know what I mean? So when it all unfolds correctly in front of you, you have to be realistic. Okay, it's not the thing you expected, but it's happened in 1958, it happened in 1963, it's going on and on and on, it's progressing forward. But you're gonna have to get real on this now. Excuse my French on that, but there you go. But then everything adds up, right? There's so much you've got to learn to gain it to go forward. I get that you don't have the time or the place or the pressure, but a lot of people don't realise what to do next, and it's not no one's in the position to say, look, you got a real life event, which is true. It's gone from book and TV straight into real life again. Right? When I surfaced in 2021, people shouldn't understand why. In the day, I just feel like you lost your way half the way because you're missing a years or a certain amount of years. As example, I said we can't keep things in the family because the family is not complete anymore, which is true. I won't lie on that. But then you got to work out what has to be achieved to go forward again, right? In the day, in every angle, you're gonna end up realizing what needs to be done. And the other day, you're gonna start realizing, oh shit, he's telling the truth, he's telling the truth, and now we screwed that up. And I said, right, there could be a lot of things that you may not understand everything, right? There are people that want me out of the way. They want people that don't want me to be in the position that I need to be in. I said, have you actually worked it out yet? Right, a lot of people have, but they can't say too much. Right, when people don't realise how did this get unfolded, or how did this do well, how did this get this forward, how did that go forward, without us seeing it. I said it's right in front of your eyes all the time. It's just slowly unfolding in front of you. When you don't realise it, I'm the one who's getting all the battle. I'm the one who's getting the support. I'm the one who's getting the support I need. Right? Even the connections are trying to help me out. My private connections are trying to help me out. But when I sleep at night, I want to know if we all are on the same page. A lot of us may not be on the same page. And they will realise, oh shit. Right, you got Lady Hat in general, Helena Margaret, and then you got the kids. Right, that's my set of family. Right? A lot of people know what needs to unfold to get the other lot in. While the rest is already on play and checkmate on it. Right, I'm not arguing with him anymore. Because he's a family friend and connection. He's not a BSer. Right? When it's all told in truth, don't screw that up. Because it throws back in your face and say, what? Shit. Crap. Words that you won't normally come out with. Right? End of the day, you got what you need, but you just need to unfold it in the correct way for me to go forward and forward and forward. But you have to be realistic. So you got Richard Topham Hatt and you got Emily Helen Hatt in the picture of this, plus my wife. Right, which is what I keep stating. I said the answers are there, and at the end of the day, how long would it take for you to understand what has unfolded? Right? The reason why I'm saying this is because there's a lot of details and facts already in play for this. I can't lie about it, right? And I can't be dishonest about it. I've been truthful about it, right? So I'm not going to argue. So when we talk in the morning or afternoon, or you drinking tea or coffee, just remember to keep things in the family, but our family's not complete anymore. But the thing is, when we have to do this, it's emergency red flag for nearly everyone, not just for me. So when people need, they need to understand why. You got the main facts in play, you just need to play it out correctly here. something will turn and it will make you think a little bit, realizing, okay, I gotta wait a little bit here. I need to recuperate. So I'm gonna have my 4 days off on holiday, which is true. And what will happen is, you, all the taxi drivers already know about this before I even got this far up the ladder, right? So to go up the ladder and go forward, you have to go forward, right? Sometimes you have to work the answers out for yourself and realize why. It's no game, it's not a chase, it's not a race, it's realistic. It's no game whatsoever. It's just the way it plays out in front of you. If I had a choice to tell you it's all true no matter what, white people know it, so do my family that died on me. So they realized what I was. But you're basically saying, right, when things are given to you, right, it's hard for it to go forward, play out correctly, and everything else. I get that, right? The Northwestern Railway Company is right in front of my face, right? I don't need to lie on that. But you have to realise it's only a part of the railway now. It's not a full rack that you used to have in the 1950s or 40s or 30s, right? It's nothing. It's not like what it used to be, right? So it's all adding up. The clues and the answers were all there for you, right? There's a lot of things unfolding correctly here. But because it's all in reverse, everything is going forward. But now you've got to get my family back in check. Well, you know my son and you know my granddaughter, but you've got to get the wife in check. People assume they've got the right woman, right? Which is true. People know it, but they can't say it out loud too much. Because now a lot of things will happen when I'm on holiday and you're asking me to come back with a full steam ahead. Right? I'm not going to argue with you on that because it's all facts, it's all logic, it's all truth. Right? What will happen is my family has a way of doing things the correct way. Always. But not all the time. When my family did it the last time, we had a big boo boo in the family. Right? Which it wasn't my fault. Alright? I get that. That's my father's fault. That's Charles Topham at the second. So, when it's all in truth, you have Natford, Wellsworth, Crosby, Marin, and Vicarstown, and Kirk Ronan, and then you got Alsburg West, Bluffs Cove, Timber Bay, then you got the Little Western Bronx line on top. It all adds up. But then what you have to do is realise how to unfold it the correct way. But not many people do know what to do because a lot of it's done by me by general aspects. So when it unfolds in front of you, it's all in there in truth in black and white. You can't argue with it. But when the family has to keep things in the family, but our family's not complete anymore, it's true, it's fact, and it's logic. So then you've got to realise when a lot of things are unfolding in truth, you've got to realise what needs fixing to go forward again. You know the answers. I don't need to provide anymore. Right? All you have to do is recorrect it to go forward. A private connection's already told me this from day one, and she's monitoring you as much as I am. She's local, yes. She lives in Natford, somewhere in near Cromer, Westwanton, something like that, or Sheringham, one of the damn two, anyway. But she's monitoring you with the head, held up high. Why? Because she knows what's meant to unfold. Why? I'm not going to mention no names because I know who it is, but I'm not at liberty to say. Then you got to realise there are people that try and safeguard me for obvious reasons. So you're getting what you need, but you got to work out how to unfold it the correct way. So there is a lady hat in play, yes. We know who it is to a point. A lot of people are pointing at it, but are you sure? Because a lot of people may not have all the facts in front of their eyeballs. Right? I know a lot of people are pointing at one individual that I cannot name. Right? It's all there in black and white, don't get me wrong. But then you got to work forward. I could sense Diesel 10 in the Cromer area, right? Or Sheringham area, right? One of those two. But then you got to work out, oh shit. And then things will start to add up. When it all unfolds in front of you, you have to realize why. You know, one day you're going to say, why did the Fat Controller wasn't in the Albion as example when this guy turned up? Right? There were things in real life, as it is in fiction, it's told in truth. But then you got to work out how did it unfold the correct way, not the wrong way. So when it's all unfolded in truth, for any angle, doesn't matter which way it looks, but it's going through, the story is in the muddle, however, but it's playing out correctly. It's all in the muddle, but no one's worked out what the connection is. Lady Hatt's in play with the kids. Right? Oh, that's true. That's no lie. But it's all fact and logic in this. We try to keep things in the family, but our family's not complete anymore. That's why I stated in the last podcast. Now you got to go backwards to get your answers a little bit more. So it's all facts, it's all logic, and it's all truth. You can't argue with that. In any angle, sir. That's right, Thomas, in every angle. So work it out. Things are told in truth, but if you keep refusing it, you're going to end up losing something you need. And when people come through, the third generation's doing all the hard work, the fourth generation is starting it up from the beginning again with no bloody clue whatsoever, with no backup support or answers. And then you're ending up why? Sometimes a lot of my lady hats or lady hats of the past have a secret crush, which is true. It can happen that way too. Right? In the end of the day, they're not going to reveal it in front of my face directly yet. Right? My deadline is in October. Right? And I'm going to have a private party and try and reveal everything in one bucket for you. But there's got to be time for it. I need to think. Right? I don't have the luxury at the moment. Right? So, to keep things in the family, but our family's not complete anymore. Right? When it all unfolds correctly in front of you, what? Then you're asking what the hell's gone wrong with this puzzle. When the puzzle in my head is all complete, the way it should have played out, right? Now you've got the bottom piece layer saying, what the shit? I said to you from the beginning, right? Safeguards are everywhere. Doesn't matter if it's in the UK or not, it's everywhere. When people know these things, it unfolds correctly. We are returning, but it's just that you see us rise, now you got to see us return as a whole. But the whole family's not complete anymore, but because we need to refit ourselves. So you're missing three bloody people, and that's fact. You can't argue with that. But when you realize what's going on, why didn't you think about this when I started in 2021 when I revealed myself? And then everything should have played out right through. Someone's got a secret crush on me, right? Someone will come up and reveal themselves when they are ready. It's not about me because I am just one step a little bit, not too ahead, but I'm a little bit 10 years behind schedule, or 5 years behind schedule, or 2 years behind schedule. But it all adds up. You see, what you need is now a miracle you're trying to fight for. So if you want this miracle, we have to do it the correct way. I get there's a lot of problems in the air. I get it. But it's also telling you what to do the correct way. Right, so in the day, you're meddling with your future before it even starts. So when I say to keep it things in the family, but the family's not complete anymore, it's true, and it would not be a lie. Thank you very much. In every angle.